Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have won 6 straight, now the 3 seed in the AFC if the regular season ended today, but it is a 3-way tie at 9-4. We'll see what shakes out. Obviously, no Derrick Henry for the Titans moving forward. Caesar Sportsbook has yes-no playoff odds on almost all these teams. The 2 top seeds, not so much right now, but you can still lay 3,500 on Kansas City. But as we bring back Tyler, I want to focus on the AFC North here and specifically start with the Bengals, who've lost 2 straight, obviously the heartbreaker at home in overtime to the Niners, but 4 remaining games, 2 of them on the road, and according to FPI, less than 50% chance to win any of them. They're underdogs this week, so unlikely to be a favorite in any of them, and I just don't like their chances given a competitive division, some of those other teams in the AFC, but let's just say they go to Mile High and lose. Okay. Then their chance to make the playoffs is 17%. But let's give them a win because it is a coin flip game, and then it changes to still a 50-50. Now, minus 220 translates to 69%, I believe. But I think the Ravens and Chiefs, now they'll get them both at home, but I think those teams are better and will win, specifically Kansas City. But look at this, 15% to make the playoffs at that point. That's just going 2-1 in this permutation. So I don't like the Bengals. I think there's value minus 220.
I agree with you. I think the Bengals are going to fall out. The team I want to focus on first and foremost is the Browns. I know they're dealing with some COVID issues that popped up today, but those aren't injuries, so maybe testing will allow some of those players to return, if not this week, weeks forthcoming. But when you look at their schedule, FPI says they're actually favored in 3 of their remaining games. And, Doug, I think they can go 3-1 down the stretch in November with that strong offensive line and that strong running game of Nick Chubb. So I'll give them a win against the Raiders. Tough to go on the road at Lambeau where Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are still playing for a 1 seed in the NFC. I'll give them a coin flip game at the Steelers. Remember what they did in the postseason last year, cold weather against the Steelers team? And then I'll have them beat the Bengals like you did right there. So that puts them at 10-7, a 68% chance to win the division, 94% to make the playoffs. And I kind of think this is what's going to happen. So if we look at the Ravens on the other side, they're in the catbird seat right now. But, Doug, with all of their injuries, including the big injury right now that we're looking at to Lamar Jackson, and this schedule against the Packers, sorry, I don't like your chances there. We gave them that win against the Bengals, right, when you were doing the Bengals remaining schedule, and I kind of agree with that. But down the stretch, getting 1 and 2 the rest of the way with that Steelers game kind of being a coin flip, that has them at 72% to make the playoffs, 49% to win the division. I'm going to go ahead and give the Steelers the victory in that matchup. I just don't know if there'll be enough bodies for the Ravens to handle a January game against the Steelers, a hard-fought, bloody AFC North battle. I think they finish 9-8, and that's not going to cut it in the division.
And they lose Marlon Humphrey. Yes, that certainly hurt them last week. So the injuries mount. Remember how many they had in the preseason, right? And they've continued throughout the regular season. So you see value on the no for the Ravens. Let's bring in Aaron Dolan. Aaron, I want to keep it in this division. Let's talk about a team that stands out to you in the AFC North.
So the Cleveland Browns off the bat are standing out to me because the Ravens are riddled with injuries. Now Lamar Jackson, we're not sure how he's going to be able to play, especially against the Green Bay Packers. Then they also have to play the Rams, which is tough in their last 4 games. So for the Cleveland Browns, they should be able to get past the Raiders, and they should be able to get past the other 3 teams in some regard. Only tough game that's going to be coming up is the Packers in that Week 17. Then for the Bengals, I like them to beat the Denver Broncos this week, and that could push them down. So you should take them if you think the Bengals do have a shot. But their last 3 weeks are so hard. They're going to face the Ravens. They're going to face the Chiefs. They're also going to face the Browns. So we saw what happened when they faced the Browns also earlier this season. They were absolutely blown out. So for me, I think the best value, if you had to bet this right now, considering how inconsistent these teams are, go with the Browns.
And, of course, there are other teams in the wild card race outside of this division. Right. So an upset here, upset there changes everything. But we've seen chalk, especially big chalk, in the last couple of weeks hold serve as the playoffs sort of light the end of the tunnel. But it is all a giant domino effect.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.